All right. So okay, I see the first question as what made you take the puts today? VIX was not up. Well, I did not start buying puts today. I started buying puts from Wednesday. No, sorry, I mean last Friday. So when it was so easy to make money in puts, I bought more and more today too. And also a lot of stocks were only a few stocks were doing better. Even last week, only a few stocks were doing better, like Apple and Nvidia, and and the rest of them were not. And last time, if you guys remember, we were talking about the negative divergence. Well, I mean, it didn't come until Friday or today, but that's a move higher for the price, and that's a move lower for the RSI. So again, this is not something you want to see when you have this move. Of course, we always thought this move was really small. A deeper pullback would have been better, but a much, again, we don't have confirmation that we are going to have a correction from the indices. The ES does not say that we are in any kind of downtrend at all. The same thing with NASDAQ. So when you get this kind of bearish engulfing, it has to have a follow through tomorrow. So if there is a follow through tomorrow, that's the confirmation. However, I not only watch the indices, but the more important ones are the stocks, because indices move based on the stocks. And what we have seen today is many of the amazing leaders got obliterated. I mean, this has to be institutional selling, and that's big selling, and it made a new high even on Friday. Same with Asana. These were the darling growth stocks for a long time now, for I would say most of the year, and they are not looking good right now. Oh, by the way, can you guys hear me?
Yes, KP.
Okay, cool. Thank you. It would be weird that I would talk for an hour and then not realize that you guys are meeting. Anyways, so yeah, and most of the stocks that the TML that I go through every week, they were not doing good. When there are two ways the market is not doing good. One is the growth is not going higher. Okay, the other one is when everything is falling down. So before the market starts to move lower, it would stall and stay there. So for this one, today is the day to figure out that it's in a downtrend. Other than that, this has been a good consolidation or whatever. So anyways, yeah, and regarding VIX,
KP, let's go back to ASAN.
Yep.
You remember we had some calls we lost big time. Why didn't we, that time technicals didn't show us to get some put?
Well, it did not break the breakdown until today.
Oh, okay.
Until this is the best place to buy the puts. Below that level. What is that? Low is 121.45. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I mean,
did you buy the put? Oh, it happened very quick.
No, I mean, I did not. All my trades. Yeah, no, I did not. But today I got a lot of alerts today, this morning, to the downside. Look at that. That was a really, really fast move. And generally, when something moves all the way here, you would expect a bounce. The same thing happened with Square that I was talking about today. I was watching it all day, and for the first, that's it. That's a horrible move. But I got the alert somewhere here, and it would have been an amazing trade. But there was barely any bounce, and the best time to buy is right when it breaks this low of this one, which is 222.92, or even even 225. At the open, it's not a bad trade to buy some puts.
So where is the next support now for SQ?
I don't know, man. Right now, the way I see it, this could be day one of selling. And today, there are certain things that really bother me with today's selling. Everything is this way right now. So it went up, and that's an inverted hammer. Okay, when you see a hammer on the bottom, that would be considered a bottom when you have a follow through. And if you have a follow through for this one, and if it goes down tomorrow, yeah, we don't know how long it could take for it to find another bottom. We only have 1 day right now. Same with Apple. So far, all the indices were able to stay higher because of these stocks, right? I mean, Apple, Microsoft, and Tesla, and we follow Tesla closely. And I had this 1195 target. If you guys look at it, that was the target I had. And as soon as it hit, there was no point in staying in it anymore. and the entire market was showing the signs of weakness. And I had that long-term ratio spread that from next year. I got rid of that too. I was doing, my analysis over the weekend, and with everything going on, I mean, if this drops, that could lose, I don't know, tens of thousands of dollars. That's why I got out today.
Was that spread profitable, KP?
No, it was not. It was not. I think I might have lost about 13,000, I think.
30?
Yeah, 1.3, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see. So, 10,000. I lost about 10,000 on it. Yeah.
Yeah, somehow I'm scared to do ratio spreads for Tesla now. What if it suddenly drops, right? So
No, actually, well, this is the first time I did the ratio spread that is a year away. So this is what happened. I don't know if any, I don't know how many people took it. I know Dhaval took it, but let me explain what happened, why it did not work.
Okay.
So let's go to it was January of 800. Actually, it was in 2024. Then I moved it here, but anyway. So this is the chart for that option. Okay. This is the chart for that option. So the put should go down when the stock goes up, right?
Right.
So let's look at the date when the stock broke out. So the stock broke out on 10/25. Okay, then it topped on 11/4. So 10/25. Okay, and 11/04. So after this, it started moving higher. It is not supposed to. I mean, the reason it started moving so much, I mean, here the stock price was at 900. Okay. And it should have never gone all the way here. So what really happened is this, I mean, everything is a lesson in trading. Let me show you what screwed up that trade. The volatility. So on 25th October, the volatility was 46.9. Then it moved all the way to 74. So that made all the options expensive. So whatever we sold became expensive. I mean, but it is supposed to go down for us to be profitable. But because it went up a lot, it totally screwed up the trade. If the volatility wouldn't have gone up, we would have been hugely profitable. So, and the other thing that I was worried is if this thing goes up to, I don't know, that 109, and right now it's at what, 60?
Yeah.
We could lose a lot more money. So I decided, that there is no point in taking more loss. I mean, it was down almost 40 grand at some point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. After you bought, it was always going down then? You were always negative?
No, I wasn't. Look at that. This is where I got it, right? So it went down. So actually I made profit during this time.
Okay.
But once the volatility started moving higher, I started losing money.
Okay.
So that, but when you do these ratio spreads on a shorter period of time, volatility is not going to play that big of a role because data is working for you. So the premium goes down really fast. I mean, I can't remember the last time when we were in trouble when we bought any ratio spreads.
No, I think because we were doing at least I was only doing weekly ratio spreads.
Yeah, they are the
and
better
the one put like we did that was like almost 8 months away, or 22nd 850 put or something, when Tesla decided to buy Bitcoin. I think you quickly closed. I had a hard time closing that put. I lost bunch of money on that.
Oh, right here. I remember.
Yeah. And that's when I don't want, like, week, I think there is a way to get out. Year, I don't know.
Well, I mean, everything else was getting really, really extended. That was a little, see, when I said this 1260 was the target, I was expecting that to take 3-4 months to reach slowly, but this is the reason why the volatility went up, because all the candles here are really small. And look at the first candle right here, and look at this candle. So when the candles become bigger, the volatility grows. So,
and then it dropped to 980, and then again it has moving. So I think, that added more volatility, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who thought that he's going to sell 10% of his stocks? I mean, Elon Musk. But anyway, but these things will happen. But I was sure that we will either see a lower high or probably test that high. So it could be either right now. I mean, it could be the lower high. This could be the lower high, and we could see the stock move lower from here, or we could go test this 1243 level right now.
So you closed at the high of the day and still you lost money?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you have seen technically, if the volatility did not go up, this should be trading below $88.
Right.
So, but it's trading at, I sold at 107 today. So even today, while the stock is up $20, this is up $1. That's because the volatility started to go higher again. And if the market goes down, this could jump. If the market goes down, and if Tesla goes down with market, the VIX of the market will go up. The volatility of Tesla will go up. So it's kind of very important, I guess, to watch for the volatility. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess that totally slipped my mind. Anyways. Let's go to the next one.
One other question I have is I didn't notice like last week you were buying puts. I saw today. I saw when you did the target put, you said 1/3 position. Like you were not sure, or because I think your puts
No,
were
I mean,
working, right?
on the put side, generally, I don't go really big unless you have confirmation of the market that it's in a downtrend. Things are going to move up really fast. And also, I have never made a lot of money buying puts. That's not my forte at all. But that's what I'm developing right now. the way stocks have traded this year, it felt to me that we would have made a lot more money on the downside than the upside. So this some of the stocks got obliterated this year. Look at this stock. Okay, if this was on your radar, this would have made a lot of money. Look at that; it's still going down, 41 to 11. So I mean, I traded this stock last year to the upside. So I think that there are plenty of stocks like this. Ring, look at that. So I mean, I think from now on, I'm going to do the trades both sides. That's my plan. Wow, this one went down, right? And I was watching Mercado Libre today. Look at that. So that's the low of the year. When you go through all these stocks, you kind of get the feeling that, stocks are not in and up. I mean, when you compare this one, I mean, this is one of the best stocks for many, many years. And look at how far it is from its 52-week highs. And when you compare that with the market, general market, not this one, but QQQ.
Yeah, look at AI.
Well, I mean, AI is a different story, obviously, because it's a recent IPO, and I've seen this. I mean, actually, I wanted to buy some puts here. I did not, but yeah, this could go much lower. I think I was looking at this on this day. This is when Nvidia got their earnings, and then a friend of mine was asking about this 11/18. Where did the earnings? Yep, 11:17 in the evening. So when Nvidia says that they have 25,000 clients for their AI, I don't know how many clients are gonna be there for this guy. So I mean, that's the only thing I mean, because okay, this is what I would want to see. Actually, this also answers what Anand has been asking about, how do you figure out which one to short? The best way is for this to think about this as a base, but it's an inverted base. Okay, the best thing for this one would have been a little bit of consolidation here, then a breakdown, probably a few days, and probably a breakdown. This is exactly the opposite of what you would see for a breakout. So let's look at a breakout that we had before. So,
so isn't the Nvidia that 346 also looks like a reverse hammer?
it is. Everything is today. That's what I'm saying. Everything is. All the stocks that have worked so far this year, they have all the growth stocks. They came down really crashing. So if they again, if there is a, I'm sorry.
Was there any sign, like, I was looking at VIX while you were buying puts. I didn't see much action on VIX, but it started creeping up after the market crashed. I felt it was not like indicating anything. So I wanted to know, like, what did you see that I'm missing?
Well, last week I sold all my calls or all the longs, and I also bought some puts last week on Friday. Okay, they have worked really, really. see, one of the easiest way to figure out what's working and or the market, which way is working easier, is to be either in puts or calls. If your calls are not working and your puts are working, it means that, again, market, to answer the question about the VIX is not going to move until S&P moves lower. But the stocks were moving lower already. I'm trying to see what are the stocks that I bought on Friday.
See, I feel the market went up this morning because of Powell renomination, but then that it could not sustain immediately. Like last week itself, I think puts were working. A lot of people were bearish.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm not buying all of them. I have been saying, I think I mentioned this in the, oh my God. I mentioned this in the Slack, that MasterCard, Visa, and Ford, okay, they all look horrible because, even PayPal, okay, all these, anything that's related to credit cards, they are going down, okay, big time. And that could be because of several reasons. One reason is, stocks like AFRM, they are taking their market share, or it could be cryptocurrencies. I don't know what the reason is yet. We will probably know the reason probably another 6 months from now or 3 months from now. When we get the earnings, we will see stocks like AFRM will start to make more money. We'll see. We don't know yet. But generally, the market has the intelligence to see the future 6 months or 1 year from now. If there is no growth for MasterCard or Visa, I don't know how low this could go. I mean, they have had amazing years for very, very, very long time. So that, and maybe that's over. I mean, the days of credit card companies, they might be over. So that's why I was pushing on for every time. And this looks horrible. Even on weekly, this looks horrible. This would be if this was inverted, this would be a cup and a handle. Look at that. It's the inverse of cup and handle. Cup and a handle and a breakdown. So actually, I would say this is the handle, this is the cup, and a breakdown.
So for puts, you follow a very similar mirror image of the call buying, right?
Yes.
When it breaks down a consolidation zone, or when an inverse cup and handle, or an inverse double bottom, or like double top, right? Those type of things.
Yep. One of the best thing is to think everything in terms of what would you do if you were a buyer right here. Okay. And I'm not talking about people who keep long-term holders. But if you were a trader, if you bought anywhere here, even here, right? This would be your stop. So all these people, as this thing goes down, everybody is start to sell more and more. I hear somebody's noise from some of the anyway. So if you think in terms of what would these guys do, this would be the stop for many of them. Okay, and then it is the price action is pretty good too. So it came down, went back, tested, came down again. So when it tests again and breaks, that's a very good indication of, there are no buyers. I mean, everybody right here, they are selling. Okay, and today somebody was asking about task, why I was selling here. The best place to buy was right here, either the break of this trend line or the low of this one, because all these guys are ready. Actually, all these guys are ready to get rid of it for whatever move it has made so far. This is the best place. And I bought it, I started buying it right here. Actually, somewhere here, I think 53 or so, 54. So I am already late. And the only reason I bought is because there is so much supply, it will go further down. But when it hit this 46, my concern was it was down what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's almost, I was calculating, this is about more than 30% of the move for the stock. So what are the chances that this would bounce? The chances are high. I saw a support here. If the chance of this one moving higher is high, then I'm going to lose all the money I made in my options. So even though these are generally for me, when something hits this target, I'm not going to be short anymore. That's why I have these targets. So the same way when I say, and this seems to work so many times. 1260 was the target. I don't even count exactly. So it went to 1243. That's almost it hit the target. And most of the time, it so happens, I mean, this is just my observation, is that every time it hits the target, somehow, market sells off or it consolidates. And which one was I thinking? I think it was NDX. Not NDX, is it SPY? Yeah, I was talking about this last time, right? So you have this pattern, okay? That's a shoulder, that's a shoulder, that's a head. So from here to here, you measure the distance, that's the neckline. And that's the same as this. So you project it over here and it's probably around 4,700, okay? And it went to 4,700, stalled. So, I mean, this keeps happening again and again. I mean, this is, so I kind of have started giving more importance to these levels so that, I don't want to go long anymore after it hits the target. Yeah. Let me go through. Do you have any questions on so far, whatever we discussed?
So, I mean, you said you saw stocks already selling off last week, right? That's what
that's correct.
Made you think that, you didn't want to be long anymore, and then you took puts today. But my problem was when I was looking at Apple and Nvidia, and they're trying to go up, right? It was a little confusing for me. So I know these are not growth. Are they growth stocks? What are they, tech or whatever? Like, so what is the difference? Like, how does growth work versus these Apple, Nvidia, and Tesla kind of stocks?
So one way to think about, okay, I know, I mean, I was long Nvidia and Apple and Tesla until this morning. The thing is, there will be some trades that will be crowded. Everybody knows Nvidia, everybody knows Tesla, everybody knows Apple, okay? They are the ones that are gonna hit the top last because everybody wants to. That's how most of the that's the place most of the institutional investors would sell, right? I mean, they are not going to sell when things starts to fall. I mean, they do too. I mean, when you have a bad information. Okay, how about let me try and explain this way. So when there is a breakout, okay, when there is a breakout and when you see a stock move higher with huge volume, it means that the institutions are getting into the stock. But when you see stock breakout and not able to move higher, okay, even if it's moving sideways, it means that retailers are buying, institutions are selling. That's how I see it. And that's exactly what I think is happening right now. I mean, I think this is just a start. Even for Apple, this is not an early stage at all, obviously, right? I mean, these stocks have been moving up for a long time, but now I am seeing the signs of some kind of top. And another point is, you should see all the stocks move higher, but that's not happening. Even last week, we are seeing the breakout for Apple. We were seeing the breakout for Nvidia. Okay, but the rest of the stocks, they were all moving lower. So obviously, when the entire market starts going lower, these don't. I mean, everybody would sell whatever they can to get out with some profits, and that's what I think has happened with Apple today, and even with Nvidia. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. And the candles like those falling the hammer, it looks like, what is it, shooting star, right? Those
Yes,
candles
yes.
all look like shooting
Yep,
star.
it is. It is. I mean, for me, the target was all the way here, but the entire market was not showing the same signs.
But I was thinking, because Apple kept going up 3 continuous days, right? I was expecting pullback. But I don't know if we should consider this as a pullback because it went up 3 days, or that's the end of the uptrend, and then it's not going to hit your target but come down.
Well, so this is where the thinking of FOMO would come into picture. So the other way of thinking is, if you have position in this one, do you want to reduce the risk, or do you want to stay until you figure out a resolution for the market? I don't want to give up my profits, so I sell and see where the market goes next. And today, again, I always watch these growth stocks. Generally, what happens is the growth stocks are the first ones to go down first. Okay, on any big market correction, growth stocks go down first. And this is RBD 50 growth stocks. Look at that. That's a big candle. And it's been a while. And I was watching this one too. See, here I said the target is 53. It came to 52, 55. And every time I watch these things, these are the signs for me saying that maybe it needs to move sideways or lower. And this is obviously a double top now for this one. Of course, it has to break this level. And this time it could. And I mean, this is something that I have learned in futures. Market always pulls everybody in, and then it starts to move lower. Then it will, kill everybody who are long and who are not. That happens in futures all the time. It goes up really fast, and whoever are getting in last, they will be trapped, and they will lose the most money because they are not willing to sell. And that happens all the time. I saw that in intraday, but I saw that intraday a lot in ES, and the way I see it, finally, what my point is, when you see all the growth stocks moving lower and only a few stocks moving higher, you should be concerned. And then that was concerning to me. It was concerning to me because all the positions that I had last week, some were making money, some were not. Okay, I mean, all of them had good setups, but some of them were failing, the stocks that I bought. So, and this is also something that I've seen over a long period, that your portfolio does not go anywhere, okay, while the S&P goes higher, and that's because one of two stocks have done really well and the rest of them are moving lower. That is kind of also a sign. Again, these are the things that you would get it, over a period of time with experience, and you would get this feeling. I'm not talking about what happens. I'm talking about the feeling by watching the price action, when you see that the price action is not working for you anymore. And
KP,
yeah,
right here, right? The 50, no, don't change the chart.
Yep.
So right there, right? That's a head and shoulder, right? Right there. reverse head and shoulder, right?
Yeah, well, this is more like a double top right now. And well, there are two heads.
No,
Right?
not there. The right below where you have those
Oh, this one?
lower. No, where you have the three circles at the bottom, right?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yep, right there. That's an inverse head and shoulders, and then you have a neckline, right?
Yep.
So let's just say when it hit the second shoulder, right, before it started moving up.
Yep.
How do you draw the neckline to see the projection up to 53?
Oh, that's very simple.
Like how far back you go to hit the 53 target when in a such scenario where you have a inverse head and shoulder?
Hold on. So this distance, whenever you have the head and shoulders, from top of the head to the neckline, is the distance it would go. I mean, if you read a little bit about the head and shoulders, that's the target. So from here to here,
Okay.
yeah, from here to here would be your target. That's the amount of movement you
Oh,
would expect.
okay. I see what you're saying. So this distance, we should project the same thing to the top.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So
KP, you should do one class over the weekend on this, man.
on what?
These charting actually.
Well, the thing is there are so many of them. So I would say, go to chart school in stockcharts.com and
But they don't explain, right? You can't ask questions. They
No,
will
you
be
can.
just telling.
No. Come on, get those patterns and we'll discuss here. I can
Okay.
discuss all of them. Some of them are very easy. Okay, for example, double top. Okay, double top is probably the easiest one. It goes to the same place again and it fails. That's it. That's your double top. So
Yeah. Double top is easier to,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
yeah,
you guys figure out which one you want and we can discuss that.
yeah. Like I would like to look at the Baba chart. So I was reading and watching some YouTube videos.
Yep.
They are saying there is some gap fill that this will go to 100.
100. I don't see any gap at all. Yeah, there's a gap right here. Well, all gaps doesn't have to be filled, but yeah, generally I don't. Oh yeah, actually the gap is right here. So yeah, this gap could be filled.
Yeah, I was like, I forgot to ask you actually, like we could buy a put on this Baba.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
But it has to enter the gap, right? First.
Yes, it has to, but it's not far away from the gap. So
yeah,
the low is 133 and it's at 136, only $3 away, but it's not going to go to, the gap is only it's only $10.
yeah, but then there is another gap, I think at 100, like where you see that bulb, like
this
left.
one.
Yeah.
Again, unless it gets into the gap, it doesn't mean anything. Here it might, it's almost there, but all gaps doesn't always fill. Believe me, I mean, the gap, S&P is one of the best trading index on the planet. Okay, it means it's very efficient. It means that all gaps are supposed to be filled. But I think it's in January of 2014 or so, there's this big gap that was never filled. So
yeah. No, that's true. But see, Baba is in decline, right? I thought Baba was in decline when it hit 180 also, like 2 weeks ago. I forgot to ask you the puts, because now I think it will hit lower. I don't know. I mean, because institution selling or people are selling.
well,
Baba has been declined since 250. Right?
I understand, but this is not the only stock, right? And this is not the best case scenario for us, right? So there are two ways that will happen during the gaps. One is it will test the high of the gap and bounce. So we can buy puts until it gets into the gap.
Okay.
So if it gets into the gap, there is higher probability that it is going to go to the low of the gap because there is no support right there. I totally understand that. So
Maybe during COVID time, right? Like I think when all these stocks fell, Chinese government ended up buying them, right?
yeah.
So do you think they'll do that again because now it is cheaper and then it could go up, or that was a different scenario and now it's a different thing altogether? Because it looks like they are the ones who are enforcing all these, right? Like
Yeah, but that it's for their own stocks, not for us anyway. Let me finish talking about this. I don't think, again, I thought it was 136. It's not, because some of it is already closed. Some of the gap is already closed. So it's actually low of, so it's from 130 to 120. It's only $4 now. The gap is only $4. It doesn't even make sense to look for it. Yeah, it has to. See, I mean, some of the gap has been already closed. So it's about $4. Yeah, I wouldn't even look into it. I mean, it's not.
But is there a support at 120?
The 26, well, again, it's a gap. That doesn't mean, yeah, it doesn't have to bounce from 126. But again, if it goes below 130, it goes to 126 easily because there is no support. That's it.
Right.
I think
Because I think
the channel support, Arvind.
Yeah. No,
that's
like
low
to
of gap.
answer your question, right, Madhvi, see, like during COVID time, I think Communist Party was supporting Baba, but now if Baba goes bankrupt, I think the Chinese premier would be happy the way he's treating Baba, right?
Guys, let me tell you something, okay? Let's not worry about why.
Okay.
Because that's not our job. and
Okay.
and then us discussing about it, we are not going to get an answer because none of us has the resources to figure out why something is happening. That's for the big guys to figure it out. Let them do the trading. We will follow them. We follow the technicals. Believe me, when I started trading only based on charts, that's when I've been doing better. So as soon as you start thinking why something is happening, that's not only waste of time, that will screw up the way that you should be thinking. For me right now, for example, I don't know what happened today. It could be Powell, it could not be Powell, or it could just be because it's extended. And then I know we are talking about being Powell, but this started when did this start? 11.8, 11.9. That's when the divergence started. So did the market anticipate this? Maybe, maybe not. So I don't care why something is happening. The only thing we need to worry about is what is happening, and if scenario A happens, this is the plan. If scenario B happens, this is what you do. That's the only thing I'm worried about. And then we have to believe that market is more intelligent than us individually. And it is, because a lot of resources is being spent on market or all those institutions to figure out what's happening. So we have to believe that market's intelligence is much more than what we can analyze. If you do that, that will save a lot of time, and you can focus more on what you should be doing rather than why something is happening. Why something is happening is a waste of time. Huge time. I even stopped reading articles anymore. The only thing that I am interested is the fundamentals of the company what kinds of earnings, what kind of revenue, what kind of margin they have. That's it, nothing else. And is the price action suggesting the growth to be true or not? That depends on, you know, what the market is thinking about the stock.
Can we look at SC? I know that last time you said if it breaks 296, it'll go all the way down to 250. But today it found support
Yep,
at 292, and it went all the way back up to 300 again.
I saw it. I saw it this morning. I saw it this morning. It's on my chart. I haven't taken it out yet. So far, this looks good. The question here is, what happens if the market breaks down? Is this the end of the bull market or not? We don't know the answer yet. If we are going to get a serious correction, then this is not going to bounce at all, right? I mean, this is a weaker stock than the market. So if the market goes down, everything else is going down. But yes, what you said is correct, that 296, it actually closed right above that place, I think 299, yeah. So it's right over there.
KP, do you see CCI? No, not the sticker.
Oh, no, I don't. I actually, this RSI is one thing that I've been following a lot. These days, I'm not even following. I mean, I look at it once in a while, but I am more concentrated towards the price action than anything else. It's the price and volume. But if I see the price and the volume supports it, I'm just following that. And that has been working really well. And the market's
Let me ask you on that, right? So I was kind of bearish on Nvidia. You added Nvidia Friday, right? And this morning you closed it.
Yep.
Like, at what point you decided, oh, this is not good? Is it because you were looking at ES?
In general, the market, I mean, I did not want it to be long anything. I mean, okay, there were two ways the market would have done it today, that, you know, market.
Can you do like a daily chart, KP, on Nvidia?
This is daily chart.
Oh, this is a daily chart?
Yeah. So, I mean, this morning, I have decided, before I came to the market, I decided to get out of Nvidia, Tesla, and also Apple.
Oh,
as soon as there is a bounce, as I said, right, over every weekend when I do my research, there are certain things you get a feeling about. I mean, this actually made.
Sorry, can you do 5-minute chart?
Yeah.
Not yeah.
Yep. I don't know.
So
I don't know where I sold it. I mean, I sold it very soon.
Okay.
Let's see. I wasn't even watching the price much. This morning, I've decided to sell it, and I just sold it. Let's see. Nvidia. Okay, I sold it 941. So 35 somewhere here. Yeah, that's where I sold it.
Oh, okay. Do you like constantly stream 5-minute chart?
Yes, I do. I have two monitors that have 1, 2, 3, 4, about 32 charts. So those are all the ones either I'm tracking or I already have positions in.
So they give like a live indicator how the market is.
No, I mean, I see the charts. I see exactly what we are seeing right here. I'll see just this part.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, we have a few more tickers to look at. Upward.
So when is the good time to buy Nvidia puts again?
I have no idea right now. Well, if it breaks this level, that's going to be really bad, obviously. This is going to be breaking 287 would be bad. And it will probably come back and test this level. These uptrend trend lines, again, you know, let's take one day at a time and we'll see where,
Okay.
where I mean, if we get a follow through tomorrow, yeah, this is a bad sign. But before going into the earnings, this was very, very, very strong. I mean, it could, that's the reason we bought some calls before getting into the earnings, is because market was, we talked about this last week, it went up 50%, did not give back anything. So I thought, you know, there is more to go. I did not expect this move today, but you know, the rest of the market was not doing good. So I got out. Anyways, let me finish up these stickers. So Upwork, okay. One problem with this is that if you buy, well, I mean, actually, if it breaks this 39 level, you could buy the puts, but it could come back. If it comes back, we don't have any volume here. I mean, what I mean is, if there was some kind of digestion here, then it would go up straight. Okay, so what I mean by that is I had a few problems. Roblox was one of them, yep. So this was one of the stocks that I traded. I bought some puts after it broke this level. Generally, what we would expect is that as soon as it broke 71.96, that's a very important level, okay? So all these guys are supposed to sell off, right? But we got buyers, and as soon as we got in, it moved really, really fast. It moved from what? 70 to 85. So this is where some of the bears are trapped. I mean, as soon as it's moved above that 72 level, I got them. This is, I don't trade based on this, but these are certain things that you see all the time. This was another one. This one, right? I mean, it broke down. I bought some puts in this one, but there was no follow through. It started moving higher. As soon as it broke 52, you know, I was out. So if I wouldn't have been out, it's from 52 to what, 67, that's $15. So when you see certain supports or resistances, if that is not, I mean, for coming from the top, this is your support. When it breaks, you get in. But if it does not follow through, you have to get out right away, because a lot we are not the only one thinking that, you know, it broke the support. A lot of people in the market is doing the same thing as we are. They are seeing the same things that we are. So when it does not do it, they are going to cover it. That's one of the reasons we see such a big candle right here, is because you have both the shorts covering and the longs getting long. So when that happens, yeah, you will get hit really hard. You don't want to get into that situations. That's why it's better to sell when you have when you have decided before getting into the stock to sell at a stop at a support. You have to get out, or else it's not just you, everybody else will get out. So for example, what I mean by that is, let's say if you're long somewhere here and 52-year stop, if you don't get out below 52, this could go down really fast, because all these guys are in the same position as you are. They're all losing money. Some people have less tolerance to losing money. Some have more tolerance. So the people who have more tolerance will lose more money, because they're going to wait with their stocks for a longer period of time. That's how they'll have much bigger losses on a single stock, and it will take forever to recover.
But KP here, right? That 52 level. Why do you see, if I'm as a retail investor, right?
Yep.
So either if there's a lot of supply in the market, people should dump the stock at 52, right?
Yes.
So
but it means somebody, okay. It means that there is some buying pressure, obviously, right? Okay, the kind of traders that you and me right now are talking about are all the retail traders. But if you have one or two big institutions who think that this is a good place to get in, they are not looking at these things because they have to buy millions and millions of shares. So they are just getting in, that's it. And they're going to stick with it for a very, very long time. They'll stick with, 3-4 years because they have a thesis. Okay, unless that thesis is based on the fundamentals, and unless those fundamentals are broken, they are not going to get out. They don't mind 30-40% volatility. For us, we don't want more than 8 to 10% volatility. If you are losing 8%, get out, find a new one. That's the idea for us retailers to do better than S&P 500. Did I answer your question?
Yes. So on a similar note, right? Can
Yep.
we look at task also, right? I would think that task is also falls under the same category, right? Now, if
Yep.
it breaks, if institutions are coming in and buying it, then it will go
They're
up.
not.
And can we?
I mean, we are not seeing them buying it yet. Are they?
Okay.
So I mean, unless we see.
But you closed the put, right? At loss?
Yes. No. The first one actually I made money. This again I added to it when it broke this
Okay.
level.
No, first one I did not get in. I got in the today's one, but then you closed, I also closed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was a good close because one of the reasons I was worried about, which I was talking about a few, earlier, is that I am worried about this move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 6 days. So when you see 6 days down, all these guys who are, there are plenty of people who are shorting this one too, right? So if this starts moving higher, it will move. This will happen. The same thing will happen. What we have seen at GLBE. Okay, you will get the bottom fishers and also the short covering guys at the same time, and it will export higher. So for us to go short here is high risk trade because it's down a lot. It's much lower risk right here when it broke this level. It broke this.
Okay, so I'm holding some puts for task, right? For like $35 puts, right?
Okay.
So they're already up by a little bit. So do you think it makes more sense to, if there's if the market goes down tomorrow, obviously task should also go down a little bit, I'm thinking, and get rid of the puts, and then as soon as we see some buying here, do you advise to buy some calls?
No, I wouldn't buy calls at all. See, you would buy calls when it's breaking higher, okay, not when it's bouncing off of, because if you're buying calls, you need that thrust, you need that momentum to the upside. When this starts moving higher, all this supply will come in. I mean, it's already in, but every time it goes higher, all the people who are trapped, they want to reduce their cost, right? And or get rid of or reduce their losses. But again, to answer your question first, let me tell you why I got out today. It's not just based on that chart, okay? So it went down, okay? This is the 5-minute chart. Then it went up and it made a higher high. So sorry, higher low. I did not like it. Then once it started moving higher is when I got up. So I am always
you're on the short side, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I did not like this higher low.
Okay. No, the reason I'm asking is I need some advice on the type of trade I need to make here. I'm holding a big position in task, right? So it came down, I averaged it. At the same time, I'm trying to play some puts to cover the loss. So what can I do with a big position in task? Like, how do I trade this?
First thing is you should probably sell half of it. That's it. Reduce the risk first. I mean, this could, see, unless the market goes up, if the market goes up, this will go probably to that 57 level again. But what would be your plan if it goes down? This is one of the reasons, have a stop, get out. That's it. Believe me, that will make your life so much easier, because you will move to a next trade, and you will make decisions on the next trade. And because you have this trade, you're not thinking about anything else. That's the opportunity cost is much higher right there.
Okay.
I think it's hard emotionally to take a loss, right? I have a friend.
That's why you should decide before you get in.
Yeah, I have a friend who is holding AI stock $250,000.
Yeah,
at $120, $120 a share.
You should be careful with that friend.
But he also made $300,000 in Tesla. So
what does that mean? Because he made money in one, lose money in somewhere else. The idea is to make money in certain stocks and not lose much, right? So, and then the losses happen really fast. And for this one of the ways to look at about this stock is it has been making lower lows. Lower highs. So this should have been, that's the ultimate place to get out, because you got a lower low right here. All right. What else we have? Okay. Did I talk about Upwork? So Upwork, yeah. I mean,
Upwork, right?
Yeah, a little bit of sideways move would be better here, I think. Okay.
So after sideways, I can buy a put?
No, if it moves sideways and breaks down, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think all those stocks, the question was whether they're eligible candidates for a put at all or not.
No, I understand. I know what you mean. But my point is, at least, if it bounces and moves back lower right away, then you could go ahead and buy the put again.
But if it is a follow through tomorrow, right? And there is another red candle, should we consider buying a put, or
you could, but you, as long as you have a stop above that 39.45 or 39.50.
Okay. But KP,
but this is not the best setup. That's what I'm saying. This is not the best setup. It's better if it moves sideways and then drops lower. It means that you will have some buyers, and then when it goes lower, everybody's selling right away. You should always have that supply on the top of wherever you are buying the puts. So I mean,
but KP, wouldn't that be too late, right? See, for example, you're advising us. Now it looks like that's the support, right?
Yep.
If it breaks that, then so assuming that market is in downtrend.
Yep.
And don't you think that buying here would make us cost less on the premium, and then probably if it goes up right against the trade, then we can get out with a small loss. But don't you think the premium would be much lower here if we enter into puts here, given how the market is performing and how this stock?
Okay, first thing, this does not have to perform the same way as the market. Number one. Number two, we don't know if there is a correction in the market yet. This is day one. We have no idea. This could move sideways. If we get some bottom fissures here, this could move sideways. Unless it breaks down, you don't have a confirmation. As soon as what I mean is, if you are a buyer right here, where would you sell? On a break of this low, right? So you want all those sellers to help you out when it starts to break lower. You want all those sellers to help you out for this to move lower. That's all the supply and demand is.
Okay. Makes sense.
No, Cassie, one more thing. If you try to buy put tomorrow, right, whenever it is going down, the put premium will be higher now.
No, that's what I'm saying, right? Before it goes
Now,
down, let's just say today,
yeah,
if I had bought the put, right, the premium would be low for something like below 39.5, right? If it goes one more candle down tomorrow, then the premiums will shoot up like dramatically.
So let's assume you bought put today. Where is your stop? There is no stop. I mean, until it could go all the way to 44.50.
Yeah,
And
I'll
this-
get out at the time. So if it start moving higher, let's just say if I'm buying a weekly put like next week expiry, right? Probably, and then if it starts moving up to 44, I'll get out. I'll take out the loss.
No, that's not how it
So-
works. Let me show you something else. Hold on. And I know what you mean, but generally what happens is, I'm trying to figure out. I think task was one of them. Yeah. So look at the 15-minute candle. Okay. Yeah, right here. Look at right here. Okay. So that was the place, right? It broke lower, it went back, tested, then it failed. So this is the best place for you to, if it goes over there and fails, that's the best place for you to get the put. However, it does not always go there and test it. That does not always happen. So when it breaks, you buy it. Okay. If when it goes back and I'm still talking about the puts. You buy the puts here, and when it goes higher and tests it, you will get the confirmation right here, whether it's going lower or going higher. If it goes higher, you get out with small loss. If it goes lower, you're okay. So I mean,
Okay.
your plan is to figure out a level which is not far from where you are buying, so that you will know right away if you're wrong and not lose 25-50% on your call output. And then
Yes.
believe me, this happens more often than not in the short-term period, in 15 minutes, in 1 hour. We have seen this before. These short-term candles, they help a lot in intraday when you are getting into the trade.
Okay, makes sense. I'm clear. So in your case, right? I mean, don't move away from this chart for a second. When it goes down, right? Let's just say when the candle was shot down, and then we bought a put, and then it started going up, and then we saw it a reversal from there, right? Going down again. Do you think at the time we can add more puts because it's a confirmation?
You could, yes. That's
Okay.
a confirmation for you now. Actually, the confirmation is below this level though. Confirmation is below when it breaks this level. When it breaks this level, that's your confirmation, because it could come down and make a higher low and start moving higher. So that could also happen. But look at this candle, how big it is, rather than these candles, because as soon as it broke this level, people are selling faster.
Okay. Yeah, let's move away from task. I have a big position.
All right, what else we were talking about? Docs. Yeah, this is actually for this one. I had this yesterday. I got this alert, but if it goes back and tests that 63.94 tomorrow, that's why I have this alert. If it goes back and tests that level, I want to see what happens. If it starts moving lower, then yeah, that's probably an amazing place to buy the puts.
and what should be puts position, KP?
That depends on your risk. I would probably start with some percentage of your portfolio, and there are two factors I consider. Okay, one is how much percentage of my portfolio should be in each option, and the second one is the maximum amount of portfolio assigned for all the options. When I had my smaller portfolio, I used to have 20% in options, that's the max, and probably around 1 to 2% in each option. That's it. So it doesn't matter, because if you are in calls and something bad happens, or anyway, I mean, let's say if you are bullish and you had calls of all the 20%, generally I don't go 20% all most of the time, but if you do and the next day something bad happens, the maximum you would lose is 20%. That's so what is the maximum that you would be okay to sleep with? You know, if something bad happens tomorrow and, you know, market goes down really fast, like what happened last year, right? Last year in 2 days, I mean, I was in a lot of options last year before the COVID crash, and in 2 days, the 20% became like 2 or 3%. That's it. Because the options are going to go down really fast. And it gapped lower and did not recover for 2 days. That's it. So that is something, anything in options that could go to zero. If the market is bad, it could go to zero the next day.
But see, for puts, it's a different, right? Puts duration is only short term, right? Maybe a day or two max, right?
It doesn't have to be. I mean, it doesn't have to be. It depends. I mean, right now I'm taking, well, even now I'm taking December puts right now. See, the longer the puts, the safer you are. Anything, calls or puts, the longer it is, the safer you are. That gives you more time for you to react. They're not going to go down right away. They're not going to lose 80% or 90% in a single day, unless there is a big crash. And big crashes happen probably once a decade or so. So for docs, yes, I would expect, you know, a bounce to that level and probably move lower. But yes, this is a huge supply. Higher probability of, see, these IPOs, right? They are going to go down really fast because a lot of people made a lot of money and they want to get out. Whatever might be the reason, the volatility is high. When they go up really up, when they go up, they go up really fast. When they go down really fast. What else we have? T-Mobile. Yeah, actually this one looks good. Actually, this one looks really good for a short. And you have this defined level, that 115 level or 116 level, you know, it's only $2. So less than 2%, that's pretty good. Good risk level. But the only thing with T-Mobile is it's not going to move fast. It has about 2% move, so it moves slowly, but, you know, not a bad trade at all. And also I see that the entire communication sector is horrible. I mean, it's not looking good. VMware. Yeah, I was looking at this, and yeah, break of this 123.36 would have been a very good trade. The good thing about this one is if you get into puts here, that's your target. As soon as it hits here, you know, you're out. That's $5. So you'll at least double or triple your options. Even if it's a spread, you'll probably double it. What else we have? We have Roblox. Yeah, Roblox this is a horrible candle. That's what do I call it? Buyer shut off. So I mean, you should never see this again. One of the reasons I got out of this stock in the short term is because of this huge volatility. If I have a 8 to 10% stop, that stop is taken really fast. And it has moved a lot in the last, from earnings, it's 79 to 140. That's a big move. I'm sure a lot of people are getting out because they're taking profits. I mean, they've made a lot of money in a very short term. I mean, that's me too. I mean, I bought at 103 and I sold it at around 130s. So it makes more sense because you made 30%, 25% in what, 2 weeks? That should be an easier decision to make, at least trim half. UPST, yeah, UPST. It's in no man's land right now. I had this 191 level, or the other way to look at it is you have a bunch of volume here, so it might move sideways from here, possibly. It makes a lot of sense for it to move around this level and probably consolidate here and probably move higher.
So it's a Motley Fool pick, and I think they are suggesting to buy, and they have been suggesting for a long time. But I saw some trend line support there.
Yeah, I mean, okay. This is the problem with services like Motley Fool. Motley Fool is my first service when I started in 2005 or 2006. Okay, the problem with them is they pick once a month, they don't do anything, they say it's a long-term play. Okay, and I'm not big fan of those kind of trades. If they would say, you know, buy here and sell here, I would probably do it. And if you have ever seen their advertising or whatever, they're gonna, by the end of the year, they'll say, okay, these are the stocks that made 300, 400, 500%. Whatever the stocks that they lost money in, they're not going to talk about it. So it's, I mean, I got into Motley Fool to learn something about trading, but for me, that's a bad subscription. We need to figure out for traders, not traders, for investors. Yeah, Motley Fool is probably a good one because they don't spend any time on it. But we spend time on this one, then, you know, I would say, you know, it's better for us to figure out what is better than to, you know, follow Motley Fool. For me, you know, technicals is everything. And just because Motley Fool said does not mean it's not going to roll over.
So what I saw is like towards the end, right, when SPY and QQQ was selling off, I didn't see that this was falling anymore. It seemed like it tried to stay there.
That's because it's down 50% already.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's 400 to, what was the low today? 197, 50%. So how many sellers are there who are selling right now? Everybody. I'm sure all this volume has already been covered right here. So yeah, but this is a good support, 191, but unless it turns around again, that's the another thing. I remember we talking about Snap, right? So it went down a lot. What happened? Nothing happened. I mean, even if you were a buyer right here, nothing happened for, let's say, 27. So that's about almost a month, and nothing happened. You don't want to be in this situation at all. It might take a long time for it to consolidate and then turn around. It's better to find the ones that are doing better in the market rather than, you know, that are doing worse.
KP, like maybe this is my observation. If a stock has momentum, it just goes up like crazy, 10, 20% within a week or two. If it loses momentum, it loses 50% also.
Yeah.
Isn't what happening? Like more, like
that's well,
tracking.
There's other way to think about this. See, the reason stocks are moving higher is because some institutions are buying big time. When they buy or sell, things are going to move fast. That's it. That's why we watch the volume. That's why we want to follow the institutions. That's why we want to follow their research.
Look at the GME. Can we look at GME? See, again, it went.
Hold on. Are you done with all this? Hold on 1 second. PANW, yeah, I actually like this one with the strength. I got out this morning and again I got in. I mean, the strength for this one is amazing. So the reason for me to buy this again is because while the market corrects, this could move sideways. And it may not trigger the stop loss. And this is the only stock I have in my long-term portfolio. So today's strength, I really, really loved it. So
I actually saw strength, if you see, even on Friday, I was seeing market was going down, but this was going up. So I traded, this was one of the long stocks I traded in. It was a good one to trade today.
Yeah.
So I saw that it was just not coming down. Like the last few minutes, if you see, on Friday, it went up and it was holding on.
Yeah, that could, well, again, you know, we don't know. With this candle, we don't know what's really happening. But so far, yes, this is very strong. But I have a, you know, that the low of this candle is my stop. If it breaks that, I'm gonna get out. So that's the plan for now. We don't, I mean, we had 2 candles, I understand. But if the market corrects big time, yeah, this is nothing. It's gonna move down in a day. It could. I mean, today we have seen some of the biggest candles ever in all the stocks that I have traded so far this year. That's a ridiculous can. I mean, these are the signs that tell me that market could go into a very deep correction. At least the growth stocks. They are the first ones to go up, first ones to go down. So what happened to CFLT? Yeah, it's still there. Still looks okay. GME. Yeah, I was looking at GME too, but I don't know how to trade this. I really don't. I was watching this level.
It went up 8% today, right?
Yeah, but again, you know, another thing about these meme stocks is that they are the last one to go up. Once they go up, the entire market is going to go down. It's better they don't go up.
The GME options are the top 10 options traded in the entire stock market.
It could be, yeah, but again, you know, we have seen this happen before. So I'm sure all the people who missed here wants to see if they could make some money that way. How many people are looking that way? A lot of them. And I mean, I have friends who are in Mali. They were asking about what happened here. That's because it was a leader. They are expecting they could make money this time. Things doesn't work that way, right? Leaders will be leaders as long as they are leaders. Mali is not a leader anymore. So whatever happened in the past does not mean it's going to happen again. Same thing with GME. I'm sure a lot of people wants to make this kind of money. And this may never happen because a lot of people still want it.
What about SHOP?
SHOP. Yeah, I had stocks. I still have this small options, a lot of options. I think it's going to go to zero, but yeah, this is not what I want to see. When I first bought the 2000 options, this breakout, it should have already been at 2000. That's how Tesla moved, right? Tesla broke out. And how long did it take for it to, and SHOP used to be one of those stocks. After breakout, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 days, maybe 10 days. And what's SHOP doing? After it broke out, right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everything is right there. And this is what I'm talking about. So for this one, you got a reversal, the shooting star or, you know, inverted hammer, and that's your follow through. If this happens tomorrow for the Apple, let me make it this into 6 months. Apple or even Microsoft or what else, even SPY, QQQ, this could happen to all of these.
Google also dropped today, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it never really broke. I mean, broke out, but not really by much. So this is more or less a double top. This is a double top, and probably if it breaks this level, I'd be interested to know. And probably this level is more important than that. And oh yeah, I forgot to talk about this. So this was the day I lost most money. This was Wednesday, I think. I had a very, very big loss day on this day. Okay, and how was the 51? 11:10. Is that the day? Yep. So if you look at that, right? So you had QQQ went down that day, okay, and it made a new high, while FFTY went down that day and moved sideways. And I would think, I mean, it's the other way around. Okay, when you look for in the Market Smith or in Investors Business Daily, they say that's your bounce, and this would be your follow through day, but this is to the downside. That's what we always look at when the market does that. Okay, so this would be your bounce day, and this would be your follow through day. So a lot of people will be long right here because that's a follow through day. The same way for SPY, there is no follow through day. That's your first down day. But if you look at the growth stocks, that's your down day, and this is the follow through day. I mean, all of these signals tell me that there is more downside possible. Of course.
So like so in terms of QQQ, where is the next stop, KP?
We should not even ask that question anymore because we haven't even started yet, right? It could stop all the way here, or it could break here. Who knows? So this is how you should think about this. You should see how severe the downtrend will be. If it starts moving lower, how big are those candles? Are the candles getting bigger? And one thing that I always watch, I forgot the name of the stock. And it's a recent IPO. Anyway, so generally what happens is whenever the climax always has a much bigger candle. That is one thing you should always remember. Okay, so if it moves lower here, okay, and sideways and then lower, there will be a day when you will have a really big candle, and that will be a hammer generally, and you can think that as the start of the turnaround. I mean, I use that for almost all my trades. Whenever something is moving higher and I see a really big candle, that actually scares me. I mean, that tells me that it doesn't matter if it goes another 20-30% higher, I should get out right there, because that's where the FOMO started. The reason to have that big candle is because a lot of people who have missed the move, they're all getting in now. That's not the place to get in. So whenever you are getting in, always watch if that's the biggest candle on the way up. If it is, you should be scared to get in. Let's see how go. Yeah, I mean, this was a big candle. This was a big candle too. I mean, if it's a regular uptrend, you want to see smaller. This one was so nice. This whole move was really, really nice. Nothing to worry about. It moves slowly. You know, it's the best stocks, they move higher very, very slowly.
But with options, if it moves like that, you barely make any money, right? Like
well, I mean, it depends on how far your option is. If your option is 60 days or even 30 days away, if it's moving higher every day, that's all you need. And that's not the only thing we should be thinking about, because when the stock is moving slower, the amount of money or the premium for that option is very less, right? I mean, how does this This is only 30% right now. Actually, this used to be 20%. This used to be low 20%. Let's look at that. Maybe that will answer your question. Let's go. Look at that. This is moving higher now. So options are getting expensive. What was here? 19. How much was it here? 20. Now it's at 24. Is it only 24? It looked like it. Yeah, probably. Just because the stock isn't moving faster does not mean your option is not going to move, because your option pricing is based on the how big this ATR is. The smaller the ATR, the lower premium you're going to pay for the option.
Yeah. Maybe if, when you have a chance, like at the end, cryptos, if you can go over them once.
Did you say cryptos?
Yeah, BTC and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. We'll, if you guys don't have any questions, yeah, we'll cover the cryptos and shut it off. Any questions on so far whatever we discussed?
So, like, what's the support of QQQ, IWM, and SPY?
Well, these are all the supports right now. That 381 is the first support. Again, you know, there are plenty of supports right now. It just hit the high, right? So this could be the support. This could be the support.
So, what if tomorrow QQQ goes up, KP? How long do we wait to get the confirmation?
Generally, things doesn't happen that way. Okay, it's not going to go up. So whenever you see this kind of move, it generally has to make another, you know, a small, what do you call it? Even here, it went down only 2 days. Took a while to, you know, recover. So if it, even for this to recover, it might take a few days. Let's assume it's going to go up from tomorrow.
387.
387 is the first support, yeah. But again, you know, the best way to think about this is to wait and see. Let's make decisions based on what's happening.
Okay.
We'll see what happens tomorrow. Then based on that, I'll post the levels again.
What about IWM? Can we look at IWM?
Yes, of course. So that's the breakout level. It broke. I mean, I'm really disappointed with this one. I thought when it breaks out of this level, it's moving much higher. That's what I thought. But obviously, that's not what's happening. I would say that 229. No, actually, 229 has a couple of supports. So the 229 is an important level. We had a resistance here. So that's going to be the support now. And it went down for a few days. So yeah, it might bounce from here. If it does not bounce from here, it means the tape is really, really weak. Whenever, there are two ways to think about. One is something, I mean, what is happening and what is not happening. If it breaks this one, it means it's really, really weak because it was supposed to bounce here. So that's two ways to think about it. Actually what is not, whenever you think about what you have expected and that's not happening, that gives you more clues to what might happen in the near future. So what actually SHOP is a very, very good example. Okay, when you expect a breakout, it was supposed to go up straight. It did not. It means that's weak. That is definitely weak. The same way for IWM, if it does not bounce off of 229 and moves lower, then it's the tape is really weak and we could see a serious correction.
See, isn't IWM a leading indicator for mainstream economy?
For US?
Yeah.
For United States, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, these are all domestic companies.
Correct.
Yep. For S&P, that 453 is probably the level. Actually, this looks much neater than the other two. There might be a little bit of support here. But when I see such a big candle, right, I really doubt this 20-day or this one is going to hold. I mean, if this was a very small candle like this, I wouldn't have worried about it at all. And I was watching a site. This happens more often than not. I put in a alert below this. I don't know if this is going to happen, but look at what happened with SC. It came down really fast. After this level was actually when after this level was broken, it came down really fast. That could happen with SI tomorrow. I don't know, but I wasn't, and because it is at all-time highs, I was not very sure or not very keen to take the trade. And I also saw this. I mean, I could have actually bought the puts, and I saw it right here. I could have bought the puts, and I would have made money, but I bought a lot of puts today, and also I was managing a lot of positions. But this is something to think about. Whenever something does not break out, you get all these guys are selling really fast. And if this is broken, there's anybody whoever thought this low is the support, they are all getting out. So that way 186 level is very important. And then this is my lesson for upward. I was looking for this breakout. It did not break out. I got out on that day. The next day was super horrible. I'm sure some of you might remember this, but yeah, I was so glad I wasn't in there, or else that would have been a horrible, horrible day. So, I mean, this is happening more often than not. Whenever you see a breakout fail, a lot of selling is happening. Yep.
What about ZSKP?
Well, I mean, truthfully, this is probably one of the best stocks in the market right now.
Are you still in it?
No, I'm not. I got out of all my positions.
Oh,
Everything.
okay.
Yeah. The only thing that I bought later is PANW, the Palo alternate stocks. Other than that, I got out of everything. I don't want to see these big candles, right? I mean, I made whatever money I made, I could lose in a day. I don't want to.
What price did you get in at Palo Alto?
I don't know. Let me check. $553.
Oh, okay.
All right.
What was that KP on PANW? 553 is what?
Say that again.
What did you say about PANW? 553 you're saying?
No, I mean, this is the only stock I own right now in the long term.
Oh, your entry is how much? 553?
553. Yeah, while it was breaking out, I bought it. I was a little late, but this was my stop price. So, and I don't have anything in the long term. So I thought that this one would probably a good start. So basically, other than my GBTC, I'm only 5% invested in stocks in my long term. So
KP, these XLK, XLB, whatever you have these, right?
yep.
So is that a script that you added with, or can I do it too?
Well, actually, I got it from somebody a long time ago. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it.
Sure, thanks, KP.
What else are we talking about? Yeah, the Bitcoin, right? I'm assuming no more questions on this.
Yeah, we can go to GBTC.
Yeah. So well, that looks like a double top. But again, you know, this is something I don't trade often. I don't know what to. There's nothing I could do. I mean, I can't add, I can't sell. This is no man's land for now. Ether is actually looking much better than Bitcoin, and this Avalanche is probably the best among them. AXS looks good too. Well, I mean, these are the ones that I have. Let me know which one you guys want to look at it. But yeah, I mean, just if you're just asking about GBTC, yeah, Bitcoin, it still looks okay. You have your first price support at right here, and you have some support right there too. So yeah, that kind of coincides. Yeah, I would say the first major is this trend line or that 52.8. That's what I hear in a lot of Twitter conversations, saying that 52 to 5300. That's what they were talking about.
So GBTC also dropped like 20% now, right?
Well, I mean, it is same as Bitcoin. It's a proxy for Bitcoin. They own Bitcoin. It's like an ETF for Bitcoin. It's not really an ETF, but yeah, more or less they own Bitcoin, and GBTC trades on it. These are the ones that I own. The ones that with this red asterisk.
So how does it usually relate, not relate, I'd say, but GBTC, and it now maybe we think that, you know, market went up a lot and it may fall. So how would it correlate to Bitcoin, you know, in the past? Like, what, I mean, do you have any?
I mean, are you asking if there is a correlation between the stock market and Bitcoin?
Yeah.
There isn't, not anymore. There used to be, but not anymore. But there is one thing that has happened previously. What that is when there is FOMO in Bitcoin or any of the cryptos, that's generally the top for everything. Equities, because once they start selling, they'll sell everything. All the risk assets. See, there are different ways to do the valuation for Bitcoin. One of the ways people do is by the number of wallets that are opened, you know, on a regular basis. I mean, what is the growth of number of wallets? It looks like it's about 20% per month, I think. That's the growth. So that's why it's projected to hit about 120 or 130K by January or so. But again, you know, I don't follow all those things, but I don't do fundamental analysis on anything anyway. But this is the best one out there.
So if you were to add, where would you add to this?
I would add probably on a turnaround higher. Actually, I would probably add to Ether, not to Bitcoin right here. I mean, this is probably stronger than Bitcoin. Look at how much, let's look at this one. How much did it go down? 17. It's down 18%. Yeah, this is around 20%. But again, you know, chart-wise, this looks amazing than Bitcoin. It broke out, then it came back. Bitcoin barely broke out, you know, from the previous highs. And this could just be consolidation, just like here. You know, could just be, see, whenever you have such a big move, we have been talking about this forever. Anytime you have a big move, expect a consolidation and or pullback. Big move, consolidation. That happens all the time. But did I know that it's going to consolidate after it moved? It moved here. I did not. I mean, this could have happened little bit and then move higher. That did not happen. It went up and also this is one way all the weak hands are thrown out of the game. Okay, a lot of people who have bought about 65K, if it breaks at 55K, they are like, okay, I lost 10K, I'm not in anymore. That's how most of the markets work. They get rid of the weak hands, then it starts to move higher. And believe me, Bitcoin is a crowded trade right now. Doesn't mean it's not going to go higher. That's why it has so much resistance to move higher.
Sorry, KP, your voice suddenly became very clear. Can you repeat the last two sentences?
No, Bitcoin has become a crowded trade too. So, and also whenever institutions are involved, this action is to be expected because they're gonna trade around their positions. If they made 50%, they are selling it, at least in the short term. That's why when we look at the IPO stocks, they go up really fast. But the other stocks that have been in the market for a while, where there are institutions, it's not going to go up really fast. If they go up really fast, they're going to sell some. Again, for our purpose, we don't have to really worry about that. But technically, this is still it really looks good.
KP, let's look at the GBTC. I know you have it, right? GBTC.
Yep. It's the same thing.
I know. But what price would you add?
I would not look at GBTC price to add. I would look at Bitcoin price to add.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because even though that's a proxy, okay, there is little bit of discount and sometimes right now it's been trading discount for a while, but I would watch this one. And let's say if I want to buy it 52,800, whenever this hits 52,800, I go buy GBTC. That's it.
Because it's reversing, once it started reversing.
Well, I mean, right now I don't know. I have no idea where it is right now. This is in no man's land right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, most of the time when these things move, you start to see the big candles. The reversal candles are generally big.
Are you still recording, KP?
Yeah, let me actually pause it. I don't know how many people follow.